So next question is that the electric charge density over the spherical cell is sigma is equal to sigma naught sine theta, and we are asked whether the electric field inside the spherical cell is zero or not. Okay, so inside the charge spherical cell the electric field will be zero or not. I may tell you with a one visualization. So here is a positive charge density. Okay, so the charge density here will be 0. The charge density here will be 0 because theta is 0 and pi. And charge density here will be maximum and here will be maximum. So let's call it min point. This is min point and this is max point and this is also max point. Let me change the cursor so that you can see. So this is max point, this is min point, this is max point, this is min point. So the charge density here are the accordingly to I have written. So here where the charge density is maximum, I am making more dense charge distribution. So here the charge distribution is maximum, here the charge distribution is rare. Okay, so this is the charge distribution. Now we are asked whether the electric field inside the spherical cell will be zero or not in general. So at this point, the point origin O. So one thing we can see that the z-axis is the symmetry of the system. Okay, so around the z-axis you will see that the charge distribution is same. So like that, suppose this is the z-axis and around you draw a circle. So you will see that on this circular periphery you will see that the charge distribution will be same. If you draw a circle on equator of the sphere, you will see the maximum charge density on each point of the equator. Similarly, you can draw a circle here which has the equal charge distribution on each point of this periphery. Okay, so z-axis is the symmetry of the system. So that's why what will happen if you put a charge on this axis, it will feel same force from both sides, from the right and from the left, from both sides it will feel same force. So that's why the z-axis is on each point of the z-axis the electric field will be zero. Okay, because the force from the left side and force from the right side will be zero. But if you deviate from this g-axis, so suppose you move on the left side, so you have unit charge here and you move this unit charge in this direction. In that case what will happen is that you are moving away from the symmetry. If you are moving from away the symmetry, the charge electric field will not be zero. Why? Let us see. So this is the point of maximum charge density and this is also a point of maximum charge density. This is a minimum point and this is the point, these are the point of minimum charge density. So if you are moving in this direction, what will happen? You are approaching one point which have maximum charge density, okay, and you are moving away which have maximum charge density. But both charges, or you can say both the charge distribution on the whole sphere is positive. There is no negative charge. That's why if you move this way, this charge distribution will try to push you in this direction, and if you move in this direction, this charge distribution will try to move you in this direction, try to push you in this direction, because you are so if you move in this direction, there is a maximum charge density here, and that is positive charge density that will try to repel you away from this charge distribution. And so if you are moving near to this the electric field produced by this side of the distribution will be maximum, and if you move this side, the electric field produced by this side of the charge distribution will be more. That's why you feel a repulsive force if you move on either side. That's why so if you feel non-zero force inside the sphere, it means that the electric field is non-zero inside this sphere, but the electric field is zero along this g axis. If you put any charge, positive or negative, on this g axis, you will find the electric field is zero. Yeah. Now the next question in this progression, I ask that what should be the dependence of electric field on r to the power beta at very long distance from this, at very long distance from this what, yeah, so from this charge distribution. So what will be the dependence? So so you know that you have the Taylor expansion. So suppose there is some charge distribution, and if you try to calculate the electric field at very far distance, if you have some charge distribution, so you get the and you try to expand this electric field in terms of r to the power 1 upon r to the power beta. You get first term which have 1 by r dependence, you get second term which have 1 by r cube dependence, sorry, first term r square dependence, the second term will have r cube dependence, and so on, the power increasing power of the r. Okay, so here in that so we see that if the total charge, so if the total charge is not concentrated at a single point, and the charge is zero, then you see that this 1 upon r cube r square term vanishes. So for let me give you an example. Suppose a dipole which has positive and negative q of equal magnitude. So these two charges are not coinciding. So this means that this system has no single point charge. Means that we have point charges, but they are not coinciding. Okay, they are away from each other, and the total charge is zero. So in this case, you will when you do the Taylor expansion of the electric field at very far distance, you will get the 1 over r cube dependence. You will not get 1 on r square dependence at very far distance. So here, so for any kind of charge distribution, first term vanishes when the total charge is total charge is zero, and the charge distribution is not coinciding or not coinciding at a single point. Okay, so or you can say the total charge is not concentrated at a single point. Then in that case, this 1 over r cube term, 1 over r square term vanishes, and the first dominant term we get is 1 over r cube term. But if the total charge is non-zero, in that case you will get 1 over r square term. First term you will get this, second term in the Taylor expansion will be 1 over r cube, and the third term will have 1 over r4. So first term is called monopole term, second term is called quadrupole term, and second term is called dipole term, and third term is called quadrupole term. Okay, so in this case in the given question where the charge density is like this, here you will at very far distance this charge distribution will look like a point charge. In that case, you will obviously see the first term will have 1 over r square dependence, because the charge distribution is not zero. Okay, so yeah, the first dominant term will be this, and we have in the previous video we have seen that the dipole moment of this system is non-zero. If dipole moment of this system is non-zero, if your origin is outside the sphere. If your origin is inside the sphere at the center, in that case the dipole moment will be zero. So if you took your origin at the center of this sphere and you do the Taylor expansion, you will not see 1 over r cube term in the Taylor expansion. If you choose your origin outside the center, away from the center, then you do the Taylor expansion of the electric field at very far distance, you will see 1 over r cube dependence, otherwise you will not see. So first dominant term in the electric field will be 1 over r square. Second dominant term will be 1 over r cube if you don't choose the origin at the center. Okay, thank you very much.